Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Joseph Oyebola, and I'm a product manager and a scrum master at Beacon Global. This morning, we will be talking about the processes of building a digital product. There's much ado about digital products. People really want to understand what a digital product is, how to build one, how to, maintain one, how to iterate on one. So this morning, this is what we'll be, talking about. So without taking much of our time, let us, delve into it. So what is a digital product? In a simple term, a digital product is one that exists in digital form, right? So it is an entity that creates specific value for a group of people. So, it exists in a digital form and it creates value for a group of people. It creates value for customers and the users, and also for organizations that develops, excuse me, and provides it. So, for example, a website from which you get useful information that you don't have to pay for is a digital product. So when we go to Google and search to get information, we have just used a digital product. So going by the definition we have on our slide, it says a digital product is a software that enables product or services to offer some form of utility to human being. So in other words, all digital products from a mobile app to a website experience attempt to solve a problem for a group of people trying to accomplish something. So now let us go granular. So when you sit at the comfort of your house and you bring out your mobile phone and you punch your Uber app, to order for a taxi, you have just used a digital product and it solves the problem of transportation. So you think about Google search, that's a digital problem. It solves the problem of scouting for information. When you talk about Facebook, your Facebook app or your web app, it solves a problem of you not reaching people. So the Facebook app enables you to, connect with people, connect with your loved one. Now we are having this meeting on Zoom, right? That's a digital product. It helps us to, you know, meet and have a meeting and have a session together. So it connects us. So these are what digital products can do for us. So now we get to the concept of product market fit. So there are several reasons why stand-ups fails, right? And one of the reasons is that the market does not want the product that an organization is building. So that is where we come to the concept of product market fit. So product market fit simply means you building a product that people actually want, right? So product market fit describes a situation where a company's target customers are buying, using and telling others that the company product in number large enough to sustain that product growth and profitability. So product market fit is this. There is a market, an existing market or a new market, and you are bringing a product that the market really, really wants, right? The market wants this product and you are offering the product. So that means that there is a fit between the product and the market. So it says the process of achieving product market fit is through talking to customers through the customer discovery process. So when you want to achieve product market fit, you really need to talk to your customers. You really need to talk to your users, right? So let's say you are trying to create a product for SMEs. Who should you be talking to? You should be talking to SMEs business owners. When you want to create digital products for kids, who should you be talking to? You should be talking to their parents, to the kids' parents. You should be talking to their teachers. So this is where the concept of product market fit comes in. So you take your customer through the customer discovery. You want to understand what they are going through. You want to understand what their needs are, right? And so when you are taking them through this customer discovery journey, there are three things that you should keep in mind. The first is you should understand why you are building this product. What is the purpose behind this product? What do you want to achieve? Is it to increase your revenue? Is there an opportunity move, right? Given the market condition, is it that you have spot an opportunity? Oh, so there is an opportunity here that no one is taking, or is it to compete with your competitors? Talking about competing with competitors, let's take a look at a time in Nigeria where we have banks and no one was using mobile app, right? Internet banking. All of a sudden, I don't know the bank that pioneered this, but all of a sudden, a bank came up and every other bank followed suit. So that is to, compete within that landscape. Imagine there is a particular bank that says, oh no, I don't want to invest, or I don't want to go into the internet banking, into mobile banking. Now, let us imagine the position that bank will be now. So these are one of the reasons why we want to, create a product. And number two, we need to understand our baseline as an organization, as a business person, as an individual who is trying to create a digital product. You need to understand your baseline. Are you operating in this market, in a new market? Are you building a new product to sell to an existing client base? Is it a new space you are going into that you don't know anything about? You need to understand everything, and you also need to, understand the resources that you have on ground to build this product. So when you are trying to achieve product market fit, you want to, create user persona, talk to like 5 to 10 to 15 people, you line them up and have a chat with them, right? So, and also when you are trying to solve this problem, you need to understand that they are users and they are customers, right? So users are the actual users of your product. Customers are the ones buying your product. How do I mean? Now, let's say you are trying to create a product for kids. Those kids don't have the purchasing power to buy your product, but their parents have the purchasing power to buy your product. So that means that the kids are the users of your product, but their parents are the actual customers of your product. So now we go to mapping your user journey. So you really need to, map your user journey. So what is a user journey? A user journey is a visual story of your user's interaction with your product. So that is how your user interacts with your product. So it's a visual representation of the customer's experience, The process of mapping their user journey encourages and reminds you to consider the entire customer experience, their feelings, questions, and needs while they interact with your product. It's used for understanding and addressing customer needs and pain points, right? What is their need? What is their pain point? What keeps them up at night? What worries them? So when you create a user journey, when you map their user journey, you can be able to ask questions and answer all of these questions when building your digital product. So what is the user thinking about, and what are they hoping to achieve? So breaking down the user journey into a step-by-step sequence will put you in the user's shoes, and this will help you in visualizing what your MVP will look like. So, there are different ways to, map your user journey. We have empathy map, we have different things to be done. But what we are really looking at when mapping out our user journey, we are going to be answering, series of questions. But for me, I've limited it to 3. Number 1, you want to write down your user persona. So your user persona, who is your user? For instance, now I have a persona here, and her name is Chioma Busayo Abubakar, right? So what is her location? You want to, map a geographical location. She stays in Lagos. She's 23 years. What is her gender? Female. Education, she's a degree owner. Her income, $24,000 per annum yearly. So number 1, you want to map your user persona. Number 2, you want to describe the desired outcome in your user journey. So what is your user trying to achieve, right? So now, Busayo is a degree owner and she works. So now let us say Busayo works as a receptionist in a fashion company, right? That is what she does. And now, what is her desired outcome? What is she trying to, achieve? So, for example, let's say to look for a tech academy that can help her become a product designer within 1 year. That is the desired outcome. So she's trying to transition from being a receptionist to being a product designer within 1 year. So now, a desired outcome is to look for a tech academy that can help her become a product designer within a year. Then the step three is steps taken to achieve the outcome. So you are going to identify steps that are of utmost importance for your user to achieve an outcome. So what are the steps? To launch a search for a tech academy in Lagos, to meet with a mentor, right? Then after that, she got directions and she gets to register on your platform as a tech academy. So you want to consider all of these things when you are trying to map your desired outcome. Now we get to the MVP, the minimum viable product. So the MVP is the earliest version of your product to go live, right? This is not your entire product. It's the linearest, like the tiniest version of your product, but it has sufficient features to attract early adopters, customers, and also validate that a product idea in the product development cycle. So it validates a product idea in the product development cycle, right? So this version of your product allows the team to collect maximum amount of validated learnings about customer with the least amount of effort. So when you are putting an MVP out there, so that means you have not invested much in building this product, but you can generate as much as feedback you want from your customer to understand what you should be building, because an MVP could succeed and an MVP can fail. So imagine that you have spent a whole lot of money building an MVP and the product failed. That is a huge loss on your business. That is a huge loss of resources, of time, of everything. But if you have invested the least money, to test the market, right? So if it doesn't work, fine, you put it aside. You know that, okay, so this idea cannot work. But if it works, this is the time to iterate on this product to build it and becomes more robust, right? So here is a tip for us here. When building the MVP, only the features that will create value to the users are developed and everything else stays out. So when you are building an MVP, you don't start considering some beautiful aesthetics on your product, some nice to have something, some kind of features that will make impact on your product. So you don't consider them at the minute. You leave them till you can validate and say that, okay, so fine, my product can actually survive. People really want this product. People are really anticipating this product. So that is the only time that you should start, iterating big time on it, fine tuning, and making sure that it's beautiful in the eyes. So now, talking about MVP, when you are building your MVP, you need to set what is known as a success metrics, right? So we say here, for a product to be viable, you need to measure success or failure, and the measurement needs to be factored into the product planning from the very beginning. In other words, success metrics are quantifiable data points that is used to track and analyze to gauge your product success. So common success for startups include, that is common metric success for startup include adoption rates. So this is the percentage of new users to all users of a specific product or feature. So you want to understand the number of people that are adopting your product, that are using it. For instance, let's say now you created a landing page to get people's information to sign up for a new product that you are building, and you put this landing page out there. You run a Facebook ad with $50, and it comes back with like, let's say 200 people have subscribed to what you are building. So you get to know, okay, so in this space of time, we have like 200 people. So there is an adoption rate. That means it feels like people really want this product, right? So you can go ahead and build. Then there is also user engagement rates. So user engagement rate basically track how customers engage and interact with your brand through their usage, through their likes, through their comments, and through their sharing, across the social space, across the internet digital space. So there is also churn rates. This is the percentage of customers who have discontinued their subscription in a given period, right? So churn rate is the number of people that are dropping off from using your product. So it's called churn. When people stop using your product, that is called churn. So others are CAC, that's customer acquisition cost, average revenue per user, lifetime value of a customer, and so on. So there are different ways to actually build an MVP, to build and test your MVP, right? So let us quickly jump at it. The first one is um, prototype. But before that, let us read what we have here. Building a product is always a process and not an event. So we should note that it's a process. We keep on iterating on it. Therefore, you build MVP iteration. When building your product, you must constantly test your ideas. So it's super imperative that you are testing your ideas. So you are not building in silos, because when you test your ideas, it enables you to know if the product is going to work or not. So this is where the concept of prototype, and the MVP comes in. So what is a prototype? A prototype is the most stripped down version of your product to validate interest from the market. So you are really not doing anything much. So you are just trying to answer an essential question, which is, if we build this product, will they buy it? If we develop this product, will the customers buy it? So in many cases, the prototype is just a landing page. So, you can just have a basic landing page that says, okay, so let's say maybe premium healthcare for pets without breaking the bank, get early access. And you put a space there, they put their email, and you get to know if they are interested, right, in it. Then what about prototype? Prototype is a stripped down. Like, remember now, prototype is most stripped down, but prototype is just stripped down version of the product, and is used for validation, but it has more details than the prototype. Right. So here we are looking at visibility, knowing if the product can be built and work as expected. So once you have made validation that people will be interested in your product, you create a prototype. That's using the prototype. You create a prototype to test if what you are building meets customers' expectation, as well as to validate its visibilities with developers. So visibility here means that, can your product actually be built, and can it work as expected? So then we come to the concept of the MVP. We've talked about the MVP earlier. We said the MVP is a scrappy version of your product, but it has more details than the prototype. So an MVP needs to create enough value that people will pay to use it. So that means your MVP can actually make you money, right? You don't need to build the entire robust product before you start making money from it. An MVP can make you money. So let us talk about tools that we use in creating products from scratch. So number one, so when building new product from scratch, it's our job to discover what the customer really needs and not just what they tell us. So we use the power of visuals, right? So that people can understand the concept more accurately. So that is where the concept of sketch, wireframe, prototypes, and mock-up comes in. So let's look at them one after the other. So what is a sketch? A sketch is a free hand drawing in a piece of paper, as you can see in the image here represented. So, and the goal of the sketch is to illustrate our concept accurately and quickly communicate our idea to our customers and to the team during the initial stage. So nothing else matter, right? So there are tools to, draw a sketch. Number one, you can use a pen and paper. Like you literally put a pen to paper, and you sketch out what you want your product to look like. But there are also digital tools to use to deliver on your sketch. An example of such tool is Balsamic, right? I'm pretty sure the product designer guys will know much about this. Then secondly, we have the wireframe. So wireframe is a ugly black and white skeleton designed for mobile app or website. So wireframe are extremely useful in the early stage of product development. It helps us to think through the layout of every pager screen and interaction between different screens. And of course, it communicates more precisely with other stakeholders like developers, designers, and customers. So there are several tools out there to use in designing wireframe. We have paper. You can use your pen and paper also to design your wireframe. You can use Figma. We have InVision, and we also have Balsamic. The next is prototype. So what is a prototype? Prototype is an introductory version of wireframe. It's the ugly working model of your app or website. So by the time you approach prototype, you know you already have a product that is working, right? You already have a product that can go live. It's already working. You're already testing it. So it can be used, so it can be used to test if the product will meet customers' expectation and to know if your developers are saying the product is visible to build. So then we have the mock-up finally. So the mock-up, as you can see here, is a beautiful, colorful, and polished version of the wireframe. The designer will take the wireframe, put thoughts into color for a more delighted customer experience, and give you a mock-up. So you can use mock-up to get customer feedbacks. You can use it for sales demo before having the actual sales product. Of course, we have seen a whole lot of mock-ups like you think is the actual product, but actually it's just like a demo. So that is an example of a mock-up. So, and finally, we need to run a usability test. So usability testing. So once the product has a prototype, mock-ups, or MVP built, the next step is to run a usability test. So there is what we call user testing, and there is also what we call usability testing, and they are not the same. User testing is, do users need my product? Now, in this case, does the users need my app? Right? You are asking if they need this product. But for usability testing, you are saying, can users use my product? Can they use my app? Right. So usability testing is when you make a prototype or a mock-up and tell people to try using the app. Then you observe and pay attention to where they get blocks during using the app. So you want to literally sit with them and watch them use this product. You want to, look through, you want to be with them on that journey to see where they are having blockage, where they are impediments, where they cannot use this product easily and seamlessly. So you want to take notes to know that you want to go and do what you want to go and make some corrections and develop to ensure a seamless usage of your product. So it tells people, so it said usability testing is when you make a prototype or a mock-up and tell people to try using the app. Then you observe and pay attention to where they get blocks using your app. You fix this and take this back to them again to use. So you take it back to them again to use after fixing to be sure that what you fixed has been corrected. So the goal of usability testing is to ensure that users get to the point where they can easily use the app to solve that particular problem. So guys, this is how to simply build a digital product. See you in class. Thank you very much.